Hello and welcome to Data Structures. I'm your instructor, Ron England, and I'm just going to give you a simple getting started with JSFiddle, but I'm going to do the Hello World. So let's first just go with the easiest version of Hello World, which is to go up here into your HTML and type in an HTML block right here. Just HTML. I just want you to see that there's the language HTML. I can type in HTML5, and I can go in here. I can type in Hello World. Well, that's going to be pretty easy. I don't think anybody's going to have any issues with that. And you come down here to the result, you'll see the hello world. But we want to go a little bit beyond that. So in the HTML itself, let's actually create that hello world using JavaScript. So the first thing I need to do is put a place for the hello world to live. So I'm going to go div id equals output, and then I'm going to have the closed div. And that's it. I'm just going to have an id equals output. Now, the document object model will actually create this object called that is a div with the ID of output, and I can manipulate that. So down here, the first thing I got to do is I got to go ahead and say I'm not going to do the JavaScript unload. I'm going to use it. I'm going to actually have it as in the head, and I need to take and put that hello world there into that output. So in the document object model, I can manipulate the document object, so document, and using dot notation, I'm going to get element by ID. That is actually a method of the document, and the ID of the div where I want to put this is output, and it's going to have a property. The element that's going to be returned will actually be that div, and that div has the property inner HTML, and I just need to set that to be what I want it to be, hello world. So if I do this, and now I can put the semicolon there, and if I do this, well, nothing's going to happen. As you can see, nothing actually happened. Well, I don't have anything to trigger that to occur, so I need to have something to trigger it to occur. Notice I ran it, nothing happened. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and create something that will trigger it. Now I'm going to have to do a couple things here. First, I'm going to go ahead and create a button, and I can create a button with just the button, but I could also do this. Type equals button, button, and then I will go ahead and there's an event. So the ID is a property of the button that you've created. It's actually an input control, but the on click is going to be something that actually occurs when you click the button. And what I can do with an on click is call a function. That would be a function that was down there and down there in the JavaScript section that you see down here. I don't have any functions there right now, but I'm going to create a function around that. So the on click would be do HW. And so that will be what gets called when you do the input, and then I can close that. And actually I don't need the close bracket, I can just do this way. Now let's just run this first, because you can now see that there's a button that just showed up down here. It doesn't actually have anything in it. So I got to give it a value equals, and we'll make that value click me. So now the button will actually have, and now if I hit run again, there's a click me right there. Well, that's kind of nice, but I'm still not ready to the point if I click it, nothing's going to actually occur because do HW doesn't exist. So I will go ahead and create that function do HW. There's no inputs that come to the function, and I'll have the open bracket around this, and then the closed bracket around the document part right there. And that function should now, and when I hit run, that function will now exist. So the do HW should actually call that. I do have to make sure that everything matches. So if I hit run, and it's the easiest way to see if it all matches is just to see if it actually works. Notice in this case that the onClick called the function do HW, which is down here. That function got called when I clicked the click me on the button that was right here, and that hello world appeared. Let me do it one more time. If I hit run right here and I hit click me, the hello world shows up. So there is, in a nutshell, under 5 minutes, the hello world application in JavaScript in JSFiddle. This should get you up and running. See you later. Good programming.